We breaking the labels right here. Vanessa, I see you. Check it out. I'm a blessing to the game. I put these rappers to shame. And every song I touch, I make it hard for these lames. I go hard on the beat and make it hard to complete. And if it spill like the booth, I go hard with the heat. See, I'm known in these streets. Here's my advice.
When you go in the studio, your audience needs to be your consideration. Like, what do you want your audience to know about you as an artist? How are they going to feel you as an artist? I want to be able to feel the person that I'm supporting. I had a young man who tuned into segment 1 of my exclusive interview who contacted me, and he made the statement that before he listened to my video, he was on his way to do whatever the world was doing because people were telling him that as an artist, they thought he talked too much about, you know, his struggle, his pain, and even his joy, and the things that he enjoyed doing too much. So he said before he heard that video, he was getting ready to do, you know, what the world is doing. And now he's in a position to think differently. And he said, now I'm just going to do me. And that's what really breaking the labels is about. Getting people to understand you can do you. You can be yourself and still be successful. You don't have to fit into this mold of society and give up what your goals are, what your personal ideas of success are, just to fit into this mold of society. You don't have to fit into society to be accepted. You know, if you're like me, the only person whose opinion that matters to me is my own when it comes to who I am. I do appreciate people, you know, having some feedback on the type of person I am and how I am. But at the end of the day, if I'm not satisfied with me, that's all that matters. I'm going to look at myself and I'm going to make some changes. You know, people are people. And I expect that as we go along in this movement that we'll have some negative feedback. That's people being people. But no one is going to stop the movement. We're going to keep pushing the movement. We're going to keep talking about it. And hopefully by the time we get halfway into really pushing this thing into full force motion, you guys will have an open mindset and begin to start to see how we have been programmed, and will be ready to do some deprogramming, because we're living in a time where we are seriously, cleverly programmed to think a certain way. And in order to get out of that, we have to open up our eyes, we have to open up our minds, and we really have to start thinking about other things other than just watching TV. How about, you know, we pick up some books and do some research, you know, do things that might take you out of the cool box, so to speak. You know, there's a lot that we can do, but we'll touch on those subjects in other segments. This is about hip-hop being dead. Hip-hop still lives. We need to revive it. That's what we have to do. It's like CPR. Bring it back to life, because it is still alive, but the pulse is faint. And we've got to do something about that. That's my spill, my perspective on, you know, hip-hop being alive or dead. Some of you may not agree. And when you comment on the video, hey, I want to hear your views. Vince Bryan is going to give his perspective on hip-hop being dead or alive. And I just want to say a few things about Vince. He is a tremendous powerhouse in this movement. And from day one, I've said this before, he's been riding it out with me. And he's a ex-combat Marine. And you see it in his speech, in his music, and everything that he does. He's a fighter, and he is a serious fighter for this movement. And I appreciate him because he always has my back. And one thing about him, you're going to hear truth from him. Whether you like it or not, you're going to get raw, uncut truth. And I love that about him, because I can be abrasive sometimes, but the brother is raw. And he'll combat some stuff that I might let slide. He's not going to let it slide. And I appreciate that about him, because you need people in your corner that have your back and your best interest in mind. But I'm going to close out with saying, hey, we are breaking labels. And that's what this is about. Tearing down walls, opening up mindsets, starting, getting a new view, a new perspective. As you can see, this is just a relaxed atmosphere. We're not trying to put on any airs for anybody, just being real with people and being down to earth enough, showing that we are real people and down to earth enough that we care and are willing to share our thoughts with you, and hoping that you will do the same with us and help us in this movement and join, because we need your support. I truly appreciate you once again for tuning in, and keep your eyes on the Blog Spot, Reverb Nation, YouTube. Those links are plugged on the site, so stay in touch with us, stay tuned, and keep giving us your feedback and your support. Break it.
But check this out. We got a big thing that's gonna happen right now, breaking the labels. That's right, breaking the labels. We breaking the bullshit, right? Shout out to Vanessa Chozen. Marie, did I say it right?